I can hear you. The world can hear you. And yeah, welcome to episode 2 officially of Harmony, weekly D&D game with Stephanie, Jeremy, who's
Hello.
there, he is, Dan down here, and double down here, Sile, legit box,
That would be me.
throwing the horns. And yeah, we're going to play some D&D. Get a quick recap of last week. You all started work for the delivery service of the Crystal Gate Merchants League, and I'm hearing myself twice. What do I got turned on? Okay, we're good. Crystal Gate Merchants League, you guys are delivering crystals. It's a 6-day journey there, 6 days back. You guys made it about 5 days before we had to wrap up the session. You encountered a flock of bloodhawks that killed one of your horses. Broken down food cart gave away some money to a farmer, and had some interesting interactions with the other people in your crew, namely Barlow, who's kind of in charge, and Tilda, she's a mage in training, and Marcus, a half-wit, hyperactive rogue, halfling, half-rogue, half-elf. Boom! I got
like,
there.
There's nothing that says halfling in my notes. His life should be way less exciting.
Only thing I left out was half orc. He's one of those. He's a half something. He's a half. He's a half of a lot of things, a whole nothing.
A lot of nothing.
Yeah. And then finally, at the end of the adventure, you guys had an encounter with some bandits at a bridge. Tyrnell got super crit and nearly died. Thomas had to save him with his clerical powers, and
Bex did less damage than the cleric.
yep.
That's always embarrassing.
Philly wrecked some face with her axe, if I recall correctly.
And some chest.
Yep.
Question, where's the loot?
And that's where we left off. So we'll get to that. Let's see. We got any other housekeeping stuff. Did anyone have anything special to report last week? We had a birthday. Any personal stuff anybody like had happened since we last played that's worth discussing?
I sliced open my clicker finger.
Yeah.
That's really frustrating.
Yep.
My
That's
baby
it.
girl's away at her first overnight camp.
Yep. She's been gone, Jesus, 3 days now.
Oh, my puppy's gaining a lot of weight. We picked her up at 24 pounds. She's gaining a pound every 2.5 days, it looks like, math-wise. So, that's kind of scary. We
That's,
thought she was going to be small. She's on track to be like a 70-pound dog now.
Yep.
Yup. She's
Nice.
cute. So
Our
it's,
dog is 60 pounds and she's thin.
Yeah.
yeah.
She runs a lot.
I found out my dog's about to be a father.
Oh yeah?
You know,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
To him, not to you.
I'm going to be a grandpa for years.
There you go.
Yep. I'm very happy about that.
I think other than that, all that the world really needs to know is that the Suicide Squad trailer is absolutely amazing.
It was pretty good.
Yes, it was.
I'm still kind of on the fence on that movie because I don't know really anything about the storyline, but that was a good trailer.
Out of game, I'll educate you. It's fantastic storyline.
All right. Continuing, I always like to start each session with basically like a did you know, because you didn't, about each person's character. Bex, you want to go first?
Yeah. At some point, Drunken Bex will probably show off a piece of paper during the course of our travels. And that piece of paper is his trophy from the first ship he ever took over as captain. So it's like is it the captain's log? Yeah, it's the captain's log, and Bex has that as a trophy, and Drunken Bex likes to show it off. So I actually have that if you guys ever want to read it.
Yeah, if you want, I can upload it at some point as a handout.
Yeah, feel free. Once we find alcohol, it would be relevant.
Alright.
Withdrawal Bex would not show it off. He would just curse people.
Alright. Thomas?
Thomas has absolutely no idea what he's doing when it comes to combat situations. But when it comes to preaching and teaching, he's all set.
So can we like see it on your face in fights? You're just like not really sure.
Yeah, he's completely clueless. Like, hey, bandits under a bridge? These guys seem nice.
I wonder if they've heard the light.
Oh god.
Maybe the cleric should go first.
They've seen the light now.
It seared them in the face.
They felt the light.
Philly. Let's go around the horn.
Philly is secretly a bookworm, and she prefers romance novels. But you will never catch her with a book in her hands, and if you do, she will threaten your life,
Nice.
and keep trying to keep the secret.
Nice. Alright. Tyrnell.
It's been rumored that Tyrnell's father has been lost at sea.
Uh-oh. Sounds like you and Bex need to do some conversing. He spent some time at sea.
What did spend some time at sea?
I said it's been rumored, so
Yeah. Amateur.
that his father spent some time at sea is the person he's in search of.
That's alright. He's an elf, so really whatever he says is probably a lie.
Okay.
Wow.
It's not racism, it's factual.
find out next week. Another one of Tyrnell's.
Okay.
Come back next week. For
He's
more.
not really an elf, no.
They pop off at night.
It's really a human with really pointy hair.
There you go.
You're fucked up now, pal.
Mm-hmm.
I would still judge you.
Alright. Pardon me. Let's... Alright, so you guys just dropped the bandits. There was 5 of them in total. And I think Danny might have already wrote down the loot. Is that right?
I got one thing of it before Skype
Oh, that's right.
tried
Skype,
to take a dump on this.
Skype fucking...
Yeah. I gave up trying to reconnect yesterday.
Yeah.
Or not yesterday, last week.
Yeah,
Skype
yeah.
was just as tired as I was.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll meal it out as you guys search them.
Okay, I'll type it all down, and then we can split it up.
Yeah.
I'll actually just copy and paste the totals for you. Might be easier. And then I need to get on this scene anyway. Yeah. All right. And so you guys, you drop them. The last one falls. What do you do?
We lit them.
Bex is looking for alcohol, specifically alcohol.
Okay. So you guys just kind of like fan out, like
Yeah.
a couple different directions, or because these guys were pretty spread out anyway.
I just go to the like most haggard looking one. Not the one who would have money, but the one who would surely have some sort of booze.
Okay.
So
Alright, so in addition to the various amounts of money that they have on them, each of them also is wearing leather armor, basic clothes. All 5 of them have a crossbow. 3 had long swords and 2, or short swords, sorry, not long swords. Short swords, and 2 had scimitars.
Okay. Did you catch that, Thomas?
No.
Repeat that, please, maybe.
Say that again.
3 long swords, 2 scimitars, 5 light crossbows, and 5 leather armors. That's their basic gear sets.
I got you in roll 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks right.
Okay.
And everybody roll a straight d20, all 4 of you. Unless you're not searching any of the bodies, and you don't have to bother.
Yes! Bex continues his streak of highest numbers.
Holy balls! No fucking way.
All right, come on, Dad. Go with 3. Come on.
Do it. If you
I'm
don't,
not searching bodies, but I'll roll anyway.
if you don't roll a 3, you're fired. Immediately. Stream over. Game over. Up.
Really, Dan?
You're fucking fired.
You're not supposed to pray to your deity.
Out of here.
Bodies. The light does not shine in some places.
So,
That was abysmal.
well, this is interesting because this was I was going for, I swear to God, I was looking for the lowest number.
Is this one of those moments where we all like touch hands on the same object at the same time and look up?
I can't believe. Well, get those shitty rolls out of the way now, I guess, for you guys. There's that. How about, I guess I'll go with the high. Are you not searching bodies at all?
No.
Well, you're still standing over top 1, so you might just notice that I'm going to show you. I'll put it in your journal, and then if you want, I'll show it to everybody after you've had a chance to see what it is. There's this that kind of just falls out of the one you dropped. He just kind of lands right beside him on the ground. And then if you want, I'll show it. If you're going to show it to everybody, I'll go ahead and share it with the rest of the group.
They're all dead, right? None
Yeah.
of the bandits were alive still?
Nope, nobody chose to keep any of them alive.
Okay, yeah, I'll show it to everybody.
Alright. So this note was found on the body of one of the bandits, and it says, Ortran wants all loot brung back to the camp before you goes through it. I'm going to try it again because that's not actually what it says. It says Ortran wants all loot brung back to the camp before you goes through it. So clearly the person writing it was not exactly skilled with the common language.
Did you call us over to take a look at that? Or
Yeah, I gave it to whoever was closest to me.
okay.
Let's see, I should be able to show this in this.
I was gonna make some cool roll, but I realized that I'm playing a sailor with none of the classic warlock skills. Yeah. I look at it, hand it back to you, and continue my search for booze.
Alright.
I for a second forgot what character I was playing. I was gonna be all smart and look at the note. No. I
Okay.
apologize.
You show it to Barlow and as well.
Yeah, definitely. Whoever wants to look at it, I'll just basically hand it around. Do like a round robin type thing.
Alright. Barlow, so clearly, unless one of these fellows here is Ortran, which I'm guessing by the wording of this note, none of them are. They were supposed to rob us and take our belongings to some camp somewhere. I think maybe we, when we get into town, we should tell the local constabulary about this. Once we reach Rua.
Oh, is that our share?
Yeah. So we're like 5 days in, right?
Yeah, you should reach Rua, even with the delays. You should still reach it tomorrow sometime.
That is the exact amount of money I have now.
What about Thomas says, what about the rest of these bandits? Like, shouldn't we find them and prevent them from robbing other people that aren't able to defend themselves the way that we can?
I look I look up as I'm like holding one boot and untying the other one off of a bandit.
Oh.
Just give you a look. Just like,
You said you agree, Tyrnell?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Philly, did you have a comment to his claim for charity and good Samaritanism?
Sure. I don't have a comment. Whatever. Cool, guys.
Nod, grunt.
I'm just like stealing logical provisions like boots. They're like all worried about the people of the world.
You pull the boots off one of them, and you find he had like a couple extra coppers hidden in there.
Yeah, that's worth at least.
Two
Those
coppers.
were for the ferryman.
Yeah.
I'll turn that 5 into an 8 copper. Oh yeah.
Wait a second. Barlow's kind of like, well, we really should make sure we get this delivery on time, but we're close enough that it may be if you lot wanted to go off while the other three of us go and make this delivery, we could meet back up in Rua once you guys are finished taking care of that.
Hey Barlow.
Yeah.
About actually, real quick before I do that, what time of day is it? You probably said it, but I might have missed it. What time of day is it?
I believe you guys were like mid-afternoon, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon when this happened.
How far ahead or behind a schedule are we?
Pretty much on time. You're supposed to get there tomorrow. You'll still get there tomorrow. Right now.
Alright, so if we have time to hit there tomorrow, you know, I'm used to harbors and all, so I'm not really sure how roads and that sort of stuff work all the time. But my thinking is, we can find us a camp now. I can go help the preacher man go do whatever it is he needs to do to make right with the light, and still get time to search for alcohol over there. And then we can come back and just sort of make a late arrival tomorrow. And as a bonus, I get to kill stuff.
Give me like.
And or anger them.
Oh, yeah. Took me a second there.
Kill and or anger.
Yeah.
You know.
Give me a charisma persuasion, I guess.
Yeah, I would run that as persuasion. I'm not really drunk enough to perform that.
He's already kind of hemming it over. He just needs a little.
That was disappointing.
Yeah, he's kind of like, so basically you're trying to talk him into not only letting you guys go, but also go with you. He's like, well, what are we going to do if we do that? I don't want to take our belongings with us to this bandit hideout.
Well, why don't you just circle the wagons here, and you guys stay here and guard them, and we'll go take care of it. Me and Tyrnell, if we have to. And Bex sounds like wants to go.
Yeah, I'm going. If you're going, I'm going.
I want to knock heads together, please.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's nothing a pointy ear and a straight stick can do. The two dwarves can't do better.
You can guard the wagons, right?
Yeah. Certainly. Maybe it gives you like a look. Are you doubting me? Of course I can guard the
And if we're not back
wagons.
within a specific amount of time, then you can consider us lost.
Alright.
You can also forward my money to me.
Take Marcus with you just in case. And me and Tilda can hold down the wagon here. The wagons.
I would like, when they do that, I approach Tilda and I give her one of my unused daggers from my belt.
She kind of like grabs it, like 2-fingered on the end of the handle, and it's like, what am I supposed to do with this?
I just sort of shrug and walk away.
Barlow's like, here, don't hurt yourself, child. I'll show you how to use it.
That sounds awkward. So that dagger has
Fair enough.
absolutely no indication that it's ever been used.
Okay. Alrighty.
Probably,
Um,
probably still has a price tag on the inside, just like tucked in the sheath.
okay. All right. So,
Has the designer label been ripped out so nobody can see what the designer actually was?
I don't know. In my backstory, I stole 2 daggers, and I needed daggers, but I have an unseen servant who does everything for me, so I never use the daggers. Like I don't untie my own knots. I have my unseen servant do it for me.
does
I'm not a good sailor. I'm just good at sailing.
so you guys help them get the wagons set up, pulled off to the side, and set up a little makeshift camp, or do you guys just head on and start trying to figure out where these bandits are?
I'll help him out.
All right. So it doesn't take very long, 10 minutes max. And so how do you want to set about searching for this bandit hideout?
I kind of look around blankly for a minute.
Oh, hold on. While you're setting up the camp, Barlow kind of takes you to the side, Thomas. And he's like, "Listen, it was a good job you did spotting those guys in there at bridge. But next time, when you have an advantage over an opponent, don't let them know that you have an advantage over them until you can use it.
That's good advice.
You handled yourself well in that fight, but we could have made it a lot easier if you'd have just maybe told me or that Tyrnell fella. If you'd have told us what you saw, we could have made a little quicker work. That arrow shot Tyrnell took was probably unnecessary."
It's a good point. Tyrnell, he usually knows what to do.
No one ever asks Bex for
He gives
it.
you a solid smack on the back. Now, go get those wagons ready. And then, okay. So, Tyrnell, you were going to say when you guys are ready to set off.
Tyrnell is kind of what he's doing is he's looking for some tracks as to whereabouts these guys came from. I know that they came. He knows that they came out from under a bridge, but was there any indication as to what path that they took to lead them here?
Let me see here.
We're still effectively level 1 for story reasons, by the way, right?
Yeah, except for hit points. That's the only thing that's level 2
Okay.
right now.
I only ask because my one of my level 2 abilities is I develop the ability to communicate with all animals freely.
Oh, yeah.
I have that ability as well.
Yeah.
Give me either a perception or a survival check, whichever is better for you, Tyrnell.
They're both the same. They're both wisdom.
Alright, so either or. It's the same. Gonna be the same die roll.
Let's do that. Hit.
Alright.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're so much better at this than me.
You can
So-
actually see their camp from here.
Yeah. Through the trees.
See.
Over the hill and through the trees, you got like X-ray visioned in on it, like Superman. No, no, you do see a couple of the tracks off on the woods side of where you were attacked. Be the west side. There's a little bit of a path that's a little bit obviously worn, where they routinely come out here, and this is their major ambush point. So, that's where their staging area at least leads to their staging area, at least, if not to their entire hideout. It's even got some wagon tracks where they've taken some wagons back that way. And it goes through the woods. Right now it's fairly, I'd say moderately dense woods, but not so dense that you can't take a wagon through it if you know the way.
Tyrnell kind of looks towards Thomas and he says, "It seems that there's tracks here that lead towards what's there. We may want to approach with caution. We don't want to be stepping on any twigs or anything.
Yeah, that's funny. He just told me about that. This whole approaching with caution thing. You're really smart. Yeah, you do your thing. I'll just kind of follow you.
Okay. Yeah, now then, actually, I do not have the ability to communicate with animals. That is my other character.
Oh, okay.
It's different. So I do apologize, Bex. You are the only one that can do that. Do we see any? Do we see any animals, brother, at all?
I mean, you don't actively see them so much. You know, their presence is there. You hear them. You hear birds. You know, you see some birds fly overhead every once in a while, but you don't see like
But
bunch
we
of
are
squirrels and stuff.
So right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find the camp. I'm like talking to the party, sort of mumbling to myself. Let's see. Where's the oh, what's the name? Where's the dog at?
Pup?
Yeah, where's Pup? I had
Pup?
to pull up my notes.
Marcus did not bring Pup with him, so he's at the wagon.
Oh, he's with Barlow.
If y'all can wait here, I think I can get us some help. How's that sound? And then I just take off back towards the wagon camp,
Okay.
muttering about never trust an elf to begin with.
Huh.
At level 1, just so you know, because of the great old one, the Davy Jones deity that I signed my soul over to.
The Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken. I can telepathically communicate with a creature within 30 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to share a language as long as it understands one. So, would Pup understand a language?
Basic, like normal commands.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if he can. The thought process here is I'm gonna try and give him the idea that he wants to sniff out the route.
All right, so you wanted to.
I want him to track because he's got to be better at it than me.
All right.
He really doesn't trust you now.
And that, while he's going to do that, I am actually kind of leading the party further into the direction of the trail.
It's not that I don't trust you; it's that you're not a dwarf.
Yes, I realize that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you knew.
I got your character. All right, my character. All right,
Up the dog.
bloody hell. Bloody hell. That's all you have to think
It's the
of.
exact same roll that Tierno had on both of them.
Yep.
Yep.
That's kind of weird. That is kind of weird.
I do love palindromes.
Yep, and they're both at 21-12. So yeah, Pup basically catches up with Tyrnell and follows. They're going. They both have the exact same trail, basically.
At this point, I'm throwing a finger in the air back towards the pirate, and I keep going into with
He
the
throws that up there. I'm like, hold on,
instinct.
guys. Is that some kind of sign?
Do you like?
We're supposed to be doing something?
Does that mean hold up?
If you ask that, I will. So like you ask that in character.
Yeah, yeah.
Bex yells, "It means go prone!" And I dive to the ground, like
Nice.
face first.
I follow suit.
And
Nice.
then I
Do
roll.
I hear that? I hear this at all?
Oh, I yelled it. There's no stealth in that.
I turn around. I look. No, actually, wait. He yelled it, so therefore I'm getting down because my instinct is that
Right.
it's something that I may have not seen.
Right,
So
something stuck up behind you.
Yeah, I'm
All right,
laughing.
we haven't declared marching order, but I'm going to assume that I'm in a position that I can march literally over top of Bex. Just like drive my feet into his back as he's prone. And just continue walking.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say no. I'm just gonna keep laughing. Maybe oof a little bit and then
Yeah.
laugh some more.
Mid laugh, you're like, huh! Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I'm just on the ground with my shield, kind of like in a defensive posture, looking around.
Shield in one hand, your Bible in the other.
Yep.
Oh God. All right.
So good.
So, at about 20 minutes of following this trail, you guys see there's a bit of smoke rolling, or not you guys, Tyrnell notices some smoke rolling out of a what's probably presumably a building. Looks like it's coming out of a chimney. It's not like a campfire, and it's maybe, you know, half a mile in front of you. You can tell it's a little bit of a hill and looks like there might be some clearing around it.
Tyrnell turns around and kind of gives them an animal call, like some sort of animal, the owl call that he usually does, and he kind of makes and he raises his fist up in the air like this, and then he turns around and he puts his finger to his lips, and he motions towards the smoke. See what the party does.
I understood at least one of those. It's the be quiet. So I just kind of be quiet.
I am going to look around and wonder what's going on. And because I'm not used to other people hunting with me. But I'm not going to make any noises either.
You look around, if you look where he pointed, you can clearly see the smoke. It doesn't take a super trained eye to see it.
Are there... You know, I'm gonna try and communicate with Pup again.
Okay.
And ask, I'll say, you know, if you can smell people, go ahead and paw the ground.
He still doesn't trust me now. I see this.
I knew I should have left Pup's character sheet up.
Yeah. The way I understand the spell is it's not two-way. It's just one.
Right.
What I can understand, because it's not like a spell; it's just an ability. So.
Let's see if Pup understands what the hell you're saying.
There we go.
Let's just do an intelligence check. Oh!
Glad he is.
Up smart.
It's got a
Yeah.
-4, but...
19 plus -4 is still good.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, he paws the ground.
Alright. So, he's doing that. I look up. There are people. Pup says there's people at the fire.
Pup says.
Pup
There's
says
people
there's people
in
at
the fire.
I'm just
We
going to
should
look
save
right
him.
at you and say
Wait.
yes. Pup says there are. To the rest of you.
I want to make sure the
there are
rest of
people-
you hear him say, Pup says.
Yeah. To the rest of you, Pup says there are people around the fire, but to you, Reverend, in the fire. Alright? Save them.
Darnell turns towards the pirate with the kid, and he just shakes his head, and he's trying to sneak past he's leading the party in a general direction, but he's kind of sneaking off on his own. Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and make your stealth check, because you'll need that at some point anyway if you're going to
I
try.
have an ability
Oh,
that
yeah.
is called Mask of the Wild, and I can attempt to hide even when I'm lightly obscured by foliage. Foliage, which in nature and whatnot. So I'll also give you this the stealth check for you.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. Even with the Mask of the Wild, usually you'll have to make a roll with it. Just makes it more likely, easier to succeed, and more times where you actually be able to hide. So you got a 16 or a 23 if you have advantage. Alright. Also, reminder, because I forgot earlier, you guys
Yep.
now have 6 hero points for this session, basically. And you'll have 6 next session, most likely. But 6 hero points. Use them or lose them. Not that I'm 1623 is pretty good. I doubt you need a hero point. Okay, so you're kind of not exactly following the trail, kind of sneaking off to the see what you can see without exposing yourself.
Right.
Okay. What's everyone else do while he does that?
I'm just gonna wait.
Pup revelations.
I'm just petting Pup.
I'm gonna wait to see what he does or what he tells us to do.
I'm going to test the sharpness of my great axe by plucking a hair from my sideburn and trying to split it.
Alrighty. How sharp is your axe? Do you succeed? That's up to you. No? Oh, you're going to attack.
You attacked it.
You attacked us? Okay.
You crit the hair.
Good job. I didn't mean you had to roll. I was literally asking if you kept your blade sharp enough.
God damn it, I spilt my wine.
Yep.
Well, you crit the hair, so.
Yep. You did 12 damage to a piece of facial hair, and it is now spliced. You somehow spliced it
That
4
shit ain't
ways.
grown back either.
You managed to splice it 4 ways with a single. I don't know how that works, but anyway. Tyrnell.
No, it's like from Discworld. I've severed the soul from that hair.
Yeah,
so now there's actually 2 hairs. There's a slightly bluish, ghostly one, and then the original one that is split in half.
Discworld.
You took that farther than I did. I was just gonna make a string cheese reference from Mouse Hunt. Or Mousetrap, but.
Alright, so Tyrnell, you make your way up this hillside and you get to the clearing of the trees. You see this building on the outside of it is probably 7 or 8 wagons that have just been thrown to the side, and there's a single story building. Again, there's a chimney that reveals, that's the chimney you saw. There's still smoke billowing out of, so actively in use most likely. And let me move you guys first.
You said 7 or 8?
Carts, yeah. It's hard to tell because some of them are just completely busted up, and then some of them are small, like veggie wagons, and some of them are full-size caravan carts that have been looted. You guys should be on a blank screen now, right? Yep.
Right. Does Tyrnell actually see any people besides the wagons at all?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception. This.
Alright. You see that there's some windows, and they're not boarded up on the house, and you can see inside the nearest one to you that there is at least one person kind of moving around in that room. Looks like there might be some boxes or something in the way. With your elf vision, you can see inside the room. There's like some crates or something partially blocking the window, but not like full up, and you can see a guy on the other side of it. Looks like he's smoking a pipe or something like that.
So at the very most, I see 2 people. Is that what you're saying?
One walking around and another one kind of just standing there smoking his pipe.
Can I see, and not just in that general direction, does Tyrnell actually see any scouts?
You don't see anybody out and about outside the house, just those 2 through the window.
Alright, Tyrnell goes back over to the group where he last left them. I'm assuming that's where they're all at. And he kind of sits down and in a quiet voice he says, "Okay, guys, there was two kind of moving around. It seems that this might be this is the leader of the small group that we just encountered. So they have about like 7 or 8 different wagons. This was a looting crew. The only amount of people I did see was two. people, two. And he kind of looks towards Bex and he says, two.
No more than 2.
I like trying to count to 2. I get to 4 for a second.
He's a gully dwarf. I knew it.
You said like 7 or 8 wagons?
7 or 8.
These people are extremely evil.
Now, Reverend. 7 or 8 wagons doesn't mean they stole 7 or 8 wagons. It means those are the ones they couldn't sell off. So they're even more evil than you're thinking.
We must bring them into the light.
I love the fact that that's such a pirate line of thought and incredibly accurate.
Well played, sir.
That's an inspiration point to you, but guess what? You can't use it.
No, can't use it.
Now, Barlow did tell me
I might
that
start
if we
giving
have
them
the
extra.
advantage, we should use it. So I won't just go in there and tell them that they're evil.
What you could do to see how many of them there are, Reverend,
Oh,
now,
God.
bear with me, is if you remove your armor and don the cloth, and go in with your book on high and the words of your deity, whoever it end actually is, I don't care, and you preach to them, they might all come out
Oh,
and
God,
we
no.
get an accurate count.
I'm going to put my hand on his forearm, on Thomas's forearm, and say, he is actually being sarcastic, and I would like to teach you that you should not do everything that he says.
Are you sure? Because that actually sounds like a pretty good plan.
Yeah, I'm just saying, in my defense,
That could work.
that would get them to come out. Alright?
I could just stand out in the yard area and boom my voice very loud.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah, that thing that you did at the bar. Do that.
Daniel sent him and said, I would not recommend use that voice. Specifically, if we only saw 2, you could alert a whole other crew.
Wait. Beck sort of cocks his head for a second. What all can you do with that, like, super loud, obnoxious voice thingy? Can you do sounds too, or just you?
Oh, I can do anything my God lets me do.
Good answer.
Alright, well, your god seems sort of stuck up, so I doubt there's a lot of range of motion. But, we'll keep that in mind.
I think that Tyrnell is probably the most experienced one here in these kind of situations, so I'm going to listen to him.
Well, one of these days, Preacher Boy, me, we're going to have a chat about the Kraken and the Light, and where, they find common ground.
So at this point, after hearing Thomas tell the group that he's going to go side with Tyrnell's plan, Tyrnell kind of divvies up a small drawing of the area that he saw, and he kind of is starting to he's kind of coming up with a plan, like, you guys come here, we can hide over here, somebody can ambush over here, and he's just kind of getting on some tactics with them. Kind of game.
I would really enjoy running in there and just smashing skulls together.
Then Tyrnell says, I kind of do like that, the idea that Bex did bring up here.
There you go.
Because you, Thomas, I don't know how fond you are of this, but hear me out here. We could use you as a distraction.
All right.
Can I wait? Hold on. Before we commit to this, let me propose something slightly different. How about I put the robes on, and behind me, Thomas does that whole booming voice thing, because I'm not going to get as hurt as the human.
I could
Shouldn't
just
wear
have
armor
Rope
anyway.
do it. I mean, how crazy would it be if the dog went down in robes with giant booming voice of some pretend deity?
It's a pretend deity.
That would make. I bet that would bring him into the light.
Yeah.
I stopped.
Also, Yeah.
Not the booming voice, folks. Once again, you heard me. That is going to attract a whole other crew of people we do not want. Well,
What if I cause the whole house to shake?
actually going into a group of 2 rather than a group of 2. But
Becomes a whole house of shake.
I could just, I'm telling you, I could just send Pup down there, have him sniff around, come back, or, you know, like, bark, steal some stuff.
If you want him to come out, I could cause an earthquake under their house.
You can do that?
I've done it before.
I did see a lot of boxes there, and I do want to get these people back. These kind of, I'm assuming that these people that they robbed from, they came from this town that we're coming up to.
Most likely.
I do want to keep the loot that they stole.
That's true. He makes a good point. If you damage the wares, my cut shrinks drastically.
All right. Well, let's
So-
do what Tiernell said. This
Yeah.
nice fancy drawing. It's good.
No earthquakes.
Yeah, that's the Tyrnell's basic drawing in the sand. You know, it's just,
He drew 2 boxes.
yeah, that's what the house looks like. And then I guess actually, let me freehand on here. This was the window you saw through, and the 2 people that were in it were like right here.
Right.
And the front door was like around here.
Okay.
Why are they so close? Are they making out?
Yeah.
Life is boring out in the open woods.
The open woods.
Oh. Alright, so in plans not involving me, you know, harassing the Reverend because he's new, I could get close to that window. Believe it or not, I am sort of sneaky. And I could summon one of the big old, and I cast my chilled finger, the necrotic thing, and see if I could spook him out of the house.
The necrotic thing.
Yeah, the necrotic finger. I could summon that.
Okay.
So what did Tiernell say? Where did you say that we should go? Like, is somebody going through the front door and the rest of us are hanging out by the wagons, or are we all busting in there like the Kool-Aid Man?
Okay, so Tiernell, I mean, do I have enough room to? Oh, thank you very much. So Tiernell was kind of thinking that the way that he could do is Preacher Man comes up to the front of the door and starts preaching his good word, and that it's going to draw out the 2 people, at least the 2 people that he did see. And we could either have, we could either have Billy up in front of him, you know, kind of being a chaperone, and then we could have a. Do you want to now, Bex? Do you want to be? How are you? You're not great with hand-to-hand combat, are you?
I draw my javelin, which I fumble drawing, spin it around for a second, and smile.
Okay. So at this point, Tiernell says, well, there's a couple of wagons over here to the left side that you might want to hide behind. We don't want you to get to be seen.
And then you can pop out and do that finger trick.
Yes.
Ha ha!
Or
Glad that Vex can get behind. Vex starts to walk that way.
Don't die.
Start at a very slow pace, but Vex is strutting towards the boxes he's been told of, or the wagons, I should say. Excuse me.
okay, so now that we have him going where he's going to be set up with, I'm handy, as you've seen, with hand-to-hand combat, but I also want to get a surprise shot, so that's why I'm going to stick back a little bit. possibly back over here, so I could do a rush, and I could get off an arrow and then do a rush right at him. Just probably surprise it him.
All right.
Okay.
So we're good with that. Is that what we're gonna do? Philly, you're all right with that?
I was still recovering, but yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, then I'll take out the good book, the Book of Light, in my one hand, shield down, or strapped to my arm or whatever, on the other hand, and I'll just start walking towards the window there and spouting the good word.
Alright. Alright. So, you guys get into your basic positions once you get up to the house, and
I'm readying my bow, right? Right at the door that they're gonna be coming out of.
About how far away are these wagons that I am hiding in? And I put my javelin away once I got within earshot. I don't trust myself with it. But about how far away are the wagons over here from the house, like the windows and the door?
about 25 feet-ish.
Okay.
So, where Tyrnell's at, abstractly, is, somewhere around 50, 60 feet away from the door there.
That works for me. I was just trying to visualize my spell range.
Alright, and you're walking up behind him, behind Thomas, Philly, or with him?
In front of.
I believe
front
that
of.
I'm in front.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright,
I'm gonna cast light above me as I hold the book out. Light above me, a nice glowing Lumiere.
Alright. So you're doing your chants, reading from the holy book of Lumiere, and you're being fairly loud about it. You're not like a normal talking voice, but you're not like screaming either. Somewhere in between. Alright. So yeah, the two guys inside clearly notice once you get basically where you're marked at, about 20 feet away from the window. One of them gets up on those boxes and he's trying to look over, and he's like, you see him turn and talk to the other guy, and a couple seconds go by, they move away from the window, you can't see them anymore, and a few more seconds go by. You keep preaching the whole time, right?
Oh yeah, I'll stop now, and I'm just really getting into it. Fear not, evildoers. Blah, 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 blah.
And what are you doing, Philly? You're just kind of standing there. This arm. Do you have your weapons out, or?
I have my javelin only in my hand.
All right. So you're kind of like using like a walking stick, sort of.
Sure.
All right.
And so I'm actually going to use that little telepathic thing on you, preacher man. And in my voice in your head, a quick little tidbit comes. Do you have anything in your book about like your treasures will go to the poor or whatever?
Of course.
I would like to
gives
cast
much, requires little.
I would like to cast Unseen Servant with the intent that my servant will open the door if it's not locked and start to haul the treasure out slowly in front of them as he preaches this.
Okay.
What's the range on Unseen Servant? Is it 30 feet?
60 feet.
60. Alright. The door is locked. And a few more, not real long, but it feels like a while because you guys are in anticipation. It's maybe less than a minute goes by, and finally you see three figures pass the window. The door opens and all three of them come out.
I would like the Unseen Servant to go in. And
Okay.
I want him to grab the first shiny thing.
Do you have to be able to see the object for it to interact with it?
It says to give it a mental command. I'll pull it up on Roll20 really quick to make sure where I'm not using it wrong.
I can't remember. Some spells you have to be able to see what you're
Here, I'll cast
commanding.
it. Invisible mindless force. Once per on each of your turns as a bonus action, mentally command the servant to move to 15 feet, interact with an object, It can perform simple tasks that any human servant can do, such as fetching things, cleaning, mending, folding, lighting fires, etc. Once you
Okay.
give the command, it performs it.
Alright. We'll get to that. Who had held action or readied actions? Tyrnell wanted to fire a shot at one of them, so go ahead and do that. Did anyone else have a readied action?
Well, my ready to action was to act once they did appear, and they show. I mean, are they coming out as aggressive, or how are they coming out?
Yeah, they're definitely
Aggressive.
yeah, they got their crossbows drawn up
All
as
right,
they're coming out the door.
firing out of the shot.
All right.
All Axis hardware.
Go, gadget longbow. Fuck.
Nope.
You can hero point it.
Well, don't I get surprised with that?
Does that give you advantage in 5e? I think it might. Yeah, it does. Pretty sure it does. And actually, Bex, I need you to make a stealth check. I forgot about that.
Oh, well, this is
I
bad.
also am going to use a hero.
No, you have advantage.
Okay, so I have advantage. Alright,
Yeah.
Great.
Give me 1 second on stealth. Yes, flat D20.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you guys forgot about Marcus in your plans. We'll assume he's hiding with on this other. You guys probably put him like over here or something like that, right? Kind of out of the way.
I did send Pup back. You don't take animals into combat. I don't think we had established Pup. I sent Pup to the wagon circle.
Marcus
Go home.
is-
Home. Yeah, Vex rolled a 3/14 for stealth.
Okay.
Not really a shock.
Not that it really matters whether or not they see Marcus. He just doesn't get us a
Oh, you want-
advantage.
You want the damage? Is that what you're saying?
No. You got 9 damage, right?
Okay.
I hit the right one here. There we go. Bandits have how many hit points? Okay.
Now, I also want to use my bonus action to be rushing at them.
You can't use a bonus action in a surprise round. It's a single action. So let's get initiatives.
I think the real question is here is, does Vex think he's sneaky?
My God is with me.
Initiative.
I'm not going last. This is amazing.
So Thomas is first. You can go ahead and figure out what you're going to do. Bex, no, Tyrnell and Bex, you guys can decide who goes second. That's up to you. Since it's a tie between the party. What's after 18? 13?
We go for it.
13.
Marcus. And then
And
11 for the bandits. And then Philly. And that's it. Alright. What do you do, Thomas?
I'm
They
gonna
come out
blast
the
them.
door. They get an arrow, cuts one of them pretty deep across the side of the stomach, under the ribs, and you're going to blast the same one or a different one.
The same one. I don't like him.
All right.
He makes a
Dex
dex
save.
save. 14. Yes, 1 damage.
No damage unless it's half. But
No.
yeah,
I think it's enough.
yeah, it's no damage. He super saved.
All right. I'm
Do
just
you
gonna do
move or anything.
so. Jeremy, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just gonna do an attack. So you can go ahead and take it since you would have the initiative.
Do you move
It
or
does say half as much damage
No,
on
I'm
a
not moving.
successful roll.
I'm just putting my book away.
Okay, so yeah, I am rushing towards them with my longsword in hand.
why does that have your radiance of the dawn on there?
I don't know. I was trying to figure out the same thing.
Yeah, that's a separate thing, Stephanie. That's a class feature. Alright. Sorry. So, who's next? Tyrnell?
Yeah.
What do you
Rushing. Longsword rushing, and I'm going to take a swipe.
Okay.
What's the guy that I aimed at? He's the closest one to it, right?
Yeah, they're all kind of grouped together, but he's a little closer out in front of the other two.
Yeah, I'm bum rushing him, and I'm going to take a slice at him.
Okay.
Which, hero.
Nope, that's a fumble. Don't waste.
That's a nat 1.
Yeah.
Wait a second. There is something where is my class action? Yeah. No, we'll say that.
Okay.
Oh, no, we won't. You starting at second level, you can push yourself beyond your normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take one additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action.
I think you might have been AFK when I went over. The only benefit of your level 2 that you get right now, before you guys have a chance to do a long rest, is your hit points. So your level 2 abilities and spells and stuff, you don't get those until you can do a long rest. Sorry.
Damn it.
Sorry.
What happens?
So I think that makes it Bex's turn.
It does.
Also, Jeremy, stop rolling ones.
Yeah. Well, now that I spent my spell slot for the day to try and do a non-combat resolution, we're gonna have to resort to cantrips. I'm gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast, but I need to turn the bonus damage off really quick because we're not level 2 yet.
Okay.
Let me change that. Okay.
Yeah.
The one that I see. Oh, I never. Do I have stealth on these guys, or clearly not?
No.
All right. Then the closest one to me is going to get hit with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And then the mental command for my bonus action is going to be still find the closest shiny thing and bring it out.
Right. So it moves 15 feet into the room.
Yeah. Yes! So much damage! So much damage!
Alright.
And I probably didn't even break their armor class, actually.
So he
You...
takes hero point to use the arrow for that damage, Kenny.
No, hero points only affect D20 rolls.
I'm not going to hero point a 1 point of damage attack.
Alright.
I'll take this.
It does hit, actually.
Oh, well, I'll take 1 damage and feel good about it.
On the same one that's already been hit, or one of the other
The
two?
closest one to me.
Alright, so that's going
I'm
to
a
be...
rather selfish warlock.
Alright, that's going to be one of the other ones.
Alright. That would be my turn.
Alright, Marcus has not yet done anything in combat. Will he now?
I totally forgot about Marcus in this plan.
Yeah, that's okay. Like I said, he's probably off behind one of the other cards, not near. He's also not hidden. But he does hit, aiming at the one that Tierno hit. And that is good for 3 damage, and that's enough. He actually stole a kill. Cherry picker! Tierno nearly dropped him in that surprise round. And that's his turn. He reloads his bow, basically. Starts reloading it, and makes it the bandit's turn. The 2 surviving, their friend standing beside him just gets another arrow in the stomach. He's got the big gash inside. He falls over holding the arrow. And the other 2 are going to drop their crossbows because now Tyrnell's right up on top of them, and they're going to attempt to swipe at him with their scimitar slash longswords.
Would Tyrnell also would I be able to depict that one of these guys that are still alive was the guy that had the pipe?
Yeah, you could see well enough that actually the one that just dropped was the one with the pipe.
Oh.
Yeah, he had a tobacco pouch around his neck.
Okay.
And these 2 both get a swing each. That is definitely a miss. And that is a hit, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second one slashes you for 5 damage. For doesn't really draw any blood so much as takes a lot of your little bit of endurance and stuff. You kind of dodge out of the way, and it just, nearly near miss. You're able to parry it with your sword. But and that makes it Philly's turn.
Go Philly. Go Philly.
So I was in front of the cleric. How close am I to combat?
Less than 20 feet away.
Okay, so javelin is going to be launched at the closest opponent, probably one that has been hit.
That 1 damage.
Yeah. That hits him. Yeah, so this is the same one that just hit Tyrnell, and now he's he's mid swing, and your javelin comes through and gets it right in under his arms, and splings, bounces into the wall and sticks, and that brings us back to the top.
And wait, hold on.
Sorry.
Having
Yeah, you can
tasted
move.
blood, I'm now going to use my bonus action to go into a rage.
Alright. And what all does that do? Because you haven't raged yet. I'm not completely sure.
I know. While raging, I gain the following benefits. I get advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. When I make a melee attack using strength, I gain bonus to the damage roll that increases as I go up in level, which currently is 2. And I have resistance to bludgeoning. Why did you just change that?
Because I forgot it changes it for you too. Calm down.
Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Alright.
It lasts for a minute, so in this case 10 rounds. And it ends if I am
Alright.
knocked unconscious or
we
if
got
I
it.
can't
Good job.
attack.
Alright, so on your sheet, change the weapons damage to 2 from 0 on the middle of your core page, underneath your successes and failures for death saves, and that'll auto add it to your rolls. And what the hell? There we go. Alright, do you move with your move action?
Yes, I am going to move
Oh.
up so that I am as much in their way as possible.
There you go. Alrighty then. It's back to Thomas now, for real.
The one that Philly hit, I'm going to attempt to Sacred Flame him also.
Alright.
There we go. It's fixed now. So yeah, he gets a dex save. He has to beat a 14.
Dex save.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, 7 damage.
Yep.
Your candle.
Blinded
god-
by the light.
7 damage is exactly enough to kill him.
Candle god doing work.
Candle God. Alright, yeah, so your flame-like radiance descends on the creature, the human bandit, and it scorches him with enough radiance that it extinguishes his life. Somehow
I don't know how that works.
you extinguished with fire.
I cleansed the darkness from him.
There you
That's
go.
what it is.
Unfortunately, there was nothing left. So,
Right, his black heart and dark soul are.
And that's
Alright.
all I do.
Alright.
Tyrnell.
At this point, Tyrnell's looking at the last living person that's outside.
Yep.
And he says, "Do you yield?"
And will you draw? You still have your sword out.
He's ready in an action, and if there's a negative response, Tyrnell's going to take a slice.
Okay.
If it's not,
That's-
a negative response,
Right.
then
right.
it's
Since we have tied initiative, I was also gonna go for a surrender approach.
Alright, it's your turn
Oh.
now.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is summon the hand and have it like go down, and I would like to make an intimidation check as I boom out in my piratey badassery.
Alright, roll the attack on the spell to make sure you don't accidentally hit him with it.
Crit! And you're no. Oh, that's a big number.
Alright, that's good enough to control it.
Alright, and Bex is gonna roll intimidation. And I'm gonna be like, do you kneel before the power of Bex, mountain of the sea, god amongst pirates and friend to elf thing?
And break time. Alright, we're overdue for our first break, so we're going to do a little 5-minute break, get some snacks, send out some tweets, get some people on here, because viewership's down tonight. We gotta figure that out, fix that. But if you're watching on the VOD, we'll be right back.
Absolutely.